What's up, what's up, what's up? Just 50 JP in the house. Okay, I want to make a video about Japanese women, and the name is going to be I'm not sure really a good name. I made some videos before that kept messing them up. Okay, anyway, I'll just make a title. Anyway, basically, when you marry a Japanese woman, and if you really want to get along with her, the best thing to do is just to do what she's saying. Now, again, like I said, I have no sympathy for these guys who marry women that just dog them out. You do your research and stuff before you marry them to see how they are. Okay, most Japanese women that I think they pretty much follow the same kind of standard as far as I don't know about the young ones, but as they get older, they pretty much follow the same kind of standard where they take care of the finances, they take care of the family. Basically, she's going to be like a guardian of everything. And the guy makes the money, come home, and sit in the house and things like that. Now, all guys don't do that because they have other things to do and things like that. But, like, for a foreign guy and things like that, you come from a culture where it's not like that, where the men might be more dominant than the women. But out here, the women, they pretty much take care of everything. So if you do get married, or when you do get married and stuff like that, then pretty much the best way to have a successful marriage would be pretty much let her do what the women normally do here in this country, and that's take care of everything. They'll buy your clothes, everything, the house, and things like that. You might have fights and stuff, but that's where you talk to your wife before you marry her and find out how she is when she gets angry. So just in case if you do have problems, then you don't have to, you'll know beforehand how to handle it and stuff like that. Basically what it is a lot of these women out here, they are educated. They do have BA degrees, some masters, some PhDs. So their educational level is high. They know a lot of people. In Japan, the network is just like totally vast and stuff. So there's a lot of things that you will not even know, that she'll know. And if you don't take the time to learn the language, you're just going to get that much further behind and stuff like that. Like I said, the best thing to do is just listen, let her take care of everything. If she demands you to stay in the house, then it's really not necessarily a bad thing, because you can sit in the house, do a lot of reading, catching up on your studies, studying Japanese, maybe pick a topic to become an expert in, work on different things in the on computers, to make money and start whatever, you can even mess around and start another business, But if you do start another business, I would not necessarily tell my wife unless you are really sure that she's not going to, because money changes a lot of people, and our parents aren't, and for mothers not in it, and they might take your business and stuff like that. But if it's in your name, I guess it won't matter. But you can do all of those stuff. There are a lot of things that you can do out here and stuff. So that you can do out here, So you sitting in a house is not necessarily a bad thing. You can be with your parents. Not with your parents, but with your children and things like that. There are a lot of foreign guys who really didn't have that quality time with their fathers out here in Japan. When you finish work, you just go home, and it's gonna be you and your family, and you'll have that opportunity to, spend quality time with your kids that maybe your father probably didn't do with you and stuff like that. If you do go out, a lot of people probably would want to go out, chase girls and do whatever. But when you step out the house, unless you're riding on your bike, it's going to cost money. A lot of guys, they do a lot of stuff. I'll talk about that later. But pretty much, it's better to just go on and listen to what she says, because most of the things that come out of her mouth, we might not agree with it at that time, but if you understand the way they think and the way they do things, then a lot of stuff that they say is for the benefit, and it might even be for her benefit, but if she's doing well, then of course you should be doing well also, because you don't want to live in a house with an angry woman, And let's see. Oh, okay. So I was talking to one of my friends from the States. I mean, not from the States, from Canada. He's real cool. And I met him and his wife when they first came out to Japan. And he was in a park, and he had this disgusted look on his face. And I was like, man, what's wrong with you? And, we were talking and stuff, because I walked up on him, I guess in Canada or everywhere in the world, it's the same. And he like, with his brother, he had this look on his face, like, with his brother walking up on me like that. So, I'm calming down. We talking, we're taking pictures, talking. And so I tell him about Japanese women, about Japan. I said, you need to get all that stuff in your head about how things are. Get that stuff out of your head, because Japan is a country where you can come here, relax, and you can actually start over and rebuild your thinking more in a positive way that will pretty much have positive effects on you, so you can deal with a lot of the deal with a lot of the situations better without the mental things that we have in the States. And we were on Facebook once, and I was talking to him, not Facebook, but on Skype, and I told him that because his wife was successful, his wife's family successful and stuff, and she has a degree, I believe. And I told him, what you need to do is you need to listen to her. Even when you're arguing, just listen to her, because there are a lot of things in her conversations that she will say that will benefit you. Well, you guys must have saw that lightning, huh? Because that's what it was. It's going to rain soon. And I told him to listen to her. And I said, there's going to be this fine line where she's just going to be talking a lot of crap just to be talking a lot of crap. But then there's going to be this fine line where a lot of things that she's saying or that comes out of her mouth is going to be beneficial. So listen to everything. And I know the one main problem about listening to women is the excitement of their voice and stuff. And sometimes it is irritating. But I said, if you just learn to tune that out and just listen to the words and things like that, then you'll get a lot of information. It'll be really easier to talk to her. And, just be careful, when you're speaking to her, because a lot of information that she says is good for you and it'll help you. But if you're paying attention to her attitude, while she's speaking, you're going to miss out on a lot of stuff. So really be careful of that. But on a serious side, on a serious thing, it's not, you'll get used, the whole thing about being human is you'll get used to things. You'll get used to a lot of things. And if you stay home and start working on the computer, you'll gain a lot of information. You can read a lot of books. You can even write books about your lifestyle, and have time to think about things, play with your kids, even write a book about how helping other Japanese guys, deal with Japanese women and how to deal with their kids and stuff like that. And actually, a Gaijin having fun with his kids, in Japan, with Japanese kids in Japan, his own Japanese kids in Japan and stuff like that. And those kinds of things like that, they will help other people. But what's going to happen is, after a few years, you're going to realize that all that stuff that you wanted to do is really just a waste of time, when things really start settling in. And when you start getting older and stuff. And if you're one of the type of people who thinks you're 40 and you're old, or you're 50 and you're old, then this video, I think you should do this. If you're one of the people who think, well, hey, I'm 40, I'm 50, this is my second stage, now I can really get out there and get active and go do the same things that you've always been doing, then, you probably won't need to really pay too much attention. I met this guy in Shirahama a few years ago. He's the same age as I am. And he said he came out here the same year I did. He met his wife, and he was one of them type of man's white guy who likes to be in control of everything. And so when him and his wife would get into discussions and things, he wouldn't listen to her, and he said they just fought and fought and fought for a long time, but she never changed how she was. And then eventually, after 11 years went by, he started to understand, as he got older, and started understanding what she was saying, how things are. Then he started listening to her, and the minute he started listening to her, he said things just fucking went up, blew up, I guess she knew some people and stuff, and introduced him to them, and got some different kinds of business and stuff going on, and started making money and things like that. And I think when he saw me and my brother, he was talking to us, and my youngest brother, he was talking to us, and he said, hey, if you're married to a Japanese woman, it's going to be hard at first, but please pay attention to her and listen to her and get all that stuff out your head, because in the long run, what she says is actually going to benefit you, and he was just, we stood there for a long time listening to him, and he was just really, you could even see in his face, his expression that he really was sorry. He said, I wasted 11 years of my life fighting with my wife, and I should have just listened to her, because I'm in her country, and things would have been so much better. He said, had I just paid attention within the first 2 years, he said, oh my God, it's no telling how much money I could have by now, and the people I could have met, and the opportunities and things like that. And he said, I just wasted a lot of time. He said, please don't, and I always listen to that. I always remember that story. So basically, my other video about the cell phones and stuff, that's just for guys coming out here, and all of a sudden they got attention. They thinking, I could be a playboy because these girls are all after me and stuff like that. But what I'm trying to say is these women already know how Japanese women are, and these Japanese women you can walk down the street with your wife, another Japanese woman, look at her, don't even care about her, walk up to you and start trying to talk to you. And your wife won't get upset at her unless she's really, really Americanized. But most of them don't. They let them talk and whatever. And they'll give you a number, you trade numbers, whatever. And if your wife don't want you to get it, she'll take it. If she don't care, she like, well, don't, then she'll start tripping, or maybe she won't, and if it's keep it legit business, then it's all cool and stuff too. Cause I don't know, it's a lot of things going on. Because there are some women out here who say, I don't want you teaching privates to girls and stuff like that, because they know what's going on. And so when they give you that phone, they're going to check it, and so that's all I said in the other video. It's just, if you're going to come out here and be stupid, well, this is one thing you shouldn't do, because the chance of you getting caught is 100%. But on the real, though, listen to them, because like I said, a lot of them have a lot of knowledge and a lot of information that can just help you. And even like if you do start, like I always say, keep your business in your name and make sure you control it. And I tell a lot of guys that too, but you're still going to need someone to help. But if you get your wife to help you, the business might explode. And because she's going to, the mothers will be more trustworthy, they'll trust her more. So your business explode. You'll make a lot of money. You'll make a lot of money, but she'll take care of everything. And whenever you want, you got to go through her. So, that's another thing you want to consider too. Do you want a big business and she control everything, or you want a big business and have a good life, or you want to do it by yourself and she don't help and you got to struggle, you know what I'm saying? Or if you're smart, you go through a lot of channels. But, like I said, these women, they're not stupid. They know a lot of people. And when they're in charge, when you let your wife, when these Japanese women are in charge of a lot of things, they go head out and things just work for them. So, like it says, a couple minutes, less than 1 minute. So just when you come out here, if you get married, before you marry your woman, find out how she is when she's angry. That's number one thing. So you got to make her angry and see how she is. And then when you start living with them, they're going to change from when you're not living with them. If you start living with them before you get married, make her mad and see how she's going to change, and see what the change is. And then whatever that change is, you might be able to have a good guesstimation of how she will act when you get married. So it's like I said, it's just this thin line, and you just have to really, really be wise how you choose it and what you're going to do. Overall, the whole thing is overall you will have a good, successful 20 years. You won't have to worry about anything as long as you have a job and stuff like that. You won't have to worry about anything. But